Well, lots of people going to be traveling perhaps this summer. Cody, I'm one of them, and one of the big things on my list is like, okay, are we good in terms of our car? Are we going to be set? We don't want it to break. That's the last thing we want to do is have road troubles.
Nothing worse than going on vacation,
Yes.
You're on the road, and you're about 20 minutes down the road, and something goes wrong with your car. And then in my case, my wife goes, I thought I asked you to look at that. And I go, I forgot to take it to our friends at Jiffy Lube. Sorry. We got Rodney Brown here with Jiffy Lube hanging out. Rodney, thanks for being here, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
One of the things, we talk about winter care a lot, but some people forget about summer care. Are there differences in those two?
Not a lot of differences in the season itself, but there are lots of important items to take into consideration when you're going on a trip or taking a weekend trip. So just like the wintertime, summertime is very important to give your car a quick 10-minute makeover before you take over or take off for your trip. So you want to check your wipers, you want to check all your fluids, tires, the key ingredients as you're driving down the road. So.
All right, so let's look at the tires first. This is our good friend, the Sultan of Style, Colton Howard. You guys see him on our airways all the time. I already told him I was going to unplug some things in this car before he takes off. What do we look at when it comes to the tires first, Rodney?
We want to make sure that we have the proper tire pressure. A lot of people might be confused on where to find that, so the easiest place and the best place to find your tire pressure is right inside the door here. There's a placard. It's pretty identifiable right here. It's going to give you the tire size and the recommended air pressure on the tire. So that's what you want to use. You never want to use the outside of the tire. It has a maximum tire pressure stamped on it, but do not use that.
That's the one that people mostly look at. They just look at that tire and go, oh, that's what it's supposed to be, but that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, they see that number on the outside, but that's just the maximum air pressure that tire can hold. You don't want to inflate it to that. Okay. Something else, too, if you're taking a trip, a lot of people neglect it. You've got a spare, like a little compact spare. The worst thing is to have a flat tire, get that compact spare out, and it be low on air pressure. So that would make your trip even more, unforgettable. So.
I have to admit, I've done that a few times. Also, Colton, you need to pick up your car. You got some trash in here, my friend.
Vacuum
there you go. So. The wipers are another thing. I'll start the wipers, and then you hear that, and it doesn't look the way it's supposed to, doesn't clean the way it's supposed to. What do we look at when we're looking at this?
Absolutely. When you're looking at wiper blades, you just want to take a quick visual inspection, kind of just lift the blade up, run your fingers down through the squeegee part of it, make sure there's no rips or tears. If it's laying very flat on the windshield, that usually means that rubber is worn away. Or if, like you said, if you're hearing a little bit of noise, that's not good because you're making contact with the windshield more than what you need to. So wiper blades should be replaced about twice a year, once in the fall, once in the spring. And, make sure you have plenty of washer fluid. As we talk about some of the fluids underneath the hood.
This is one of the more intimidating spots. Anytime you open up the hood, people are like, I don't really know what I'm doing in here. It looks a little confusing. What are things that people need to look at when it comes to the fluids that they can easily look at and tell what's going on?
Right. Well, the washer fluid, we were just talking about the wiper blades, so we'll make the quick connection here. This washer fluid container right here, it's usually going to have a windshield and a little bit of a spray logo. That's going to be your washer fluid. You want to make sure that you use a proper washer fluid, especially in cold winter temperatures. In the summertime, if you don't have proper washer fluid, you can just use some water, but you want to make sure you get that out of there before the freezing temperatures come. Another thing to look at under the hood as far as fluids goes is your radiator antifreeze coolant. This is going to be usually located in this reservoir over here. You never ever want to take that cap off. You just want to do a quick visual inspection of that tank to make sure it's at the proper level. Okay. Checking your motor oil. Obviously motor oil is the lifeblood of the engine. Always do that when the vehicle's off. Your dipstick is usually going to be signified by something of a yellow indicator here with a little pull tab. You just pull it out, wipe the stick off, insert it, make sure it's at the proper level. Again, oil is the lifeblood of the engine. That's the most crucial item that you're looking at before you take a trip. So,
and if you're still nervous about doing any of that, our good friends at Jiffy Lube can help you out with that. Rodney, thank you so much for coming and helping us out and getting Colton's car ready when he takes off this summer. Guys?
I love that. Cody, yeah, I was going to say, you're ready, right?
I really need it.
Yeah.
All my lights are on.
Too?
Check engine.
Do this, do that.
Kind of like me, right over my head.
Right over your head.